Frisky and the Booba La BobbaLa from the Adventures of Frisky series. Words and illustrations by Jeffrey J. Mann. This book is recommended for 4 to 6-year-old children. Frisky was a St. Bernard puppy who was born on a farm. He wasn't the smartest, fastest, or most anything dog, but there was something special about him. Frisky was too young to care. He was excited when a man and a girl took him to a new home. Here his life would be interesting and adventurous. Soon he was sniffing everything in his way when he thought he saw a strange-looking bird. But it wasn't a bird, it was a fairy. To Frisky she looked like a sparkly little girl with wings, and she had a stick with a light on the end. But before he could sniff her, she flew away. Being special doesn't mean he was always good. As a puppy, it was his duty to create a little trouble sometimes. One day he met the neighbor's cat, and another time he pooped in their flowers. Other than a few naughty moments, he was likable and cuddly. Today's adventure was exploring the lake. A shy little girl was watching. While checking out a boat, he put his front paws on the boat and left his back paws safely on the pier. This pushed the boat away from the pier, and suddenly there was a splash, and Frisky was floating in the water. That's when Frisky learned to swim. Back at home, he noticed the little girl. As she went around the yard smelling the flowers, Frisky followed her. She said, "I love flowers. They look beautiful and they smell pretty." Frisky agreed that they looked beautiful, but if they had a little more stink, he thought they would smell better. Suddenly, the little girl hit a tree branch and fell. As she sat on the ground, she said, "I've always been clumsy, but everyone tells me I make up for it because I'm so smart." Before Frisky could ask who she was, she flew away. Frisky hoped he would see her again. By the time he was 6 months old, Frisky weighed almost 100 pounds. As big as he was still afraid of worms and bugs and anything icky. He enjoyed playing with the cell phone. When he tapped on it with his nose, it would play funny music, and sometimes he could hear little people inside the phone talking. He also took a lot of selfies. Fall came and there were new things to do. He helped rake the leaves. He helped carve pumpkins. And he attacked the scarecrow. The dog next door was a German shepherd named Rex. One stormy night he told Frisky that he needed to hear about the Booba La BobbaLa. Frisky was worried. Rex started telling an evil story, and Frisky was so scared he ran into the closet. A sheet fell on top of him, and it wouldn't come off. Frisky backed out of the closet and began to howl. When Rex saw this, he figured Frisky was gone and the Booba La BobbaLa was now after him. Rex was so scared that he ran so fast that only his legs were moving. When Rex got home, he hid under the bed. The next day, Frisky went outside. While he was sniffing, the little girl flew up to him, wiggled her finger, telling him to come, and said she needed his help. Then she flew into the woods. Deep in the woods, she flew into a cave. Frisky followed. The light on the little girl's stick lit the way. Inside the cave, they went higher and higher. When they came out, everything was covered with snow. Frisky had never seen snow before, but he loved the cold. He walked and rolled and even ate the snow. The little girl flew over to a beautiful castle made of ice. When Frisky tried to lick it, she stopped him. She told him her name was Booba La BobbaLa, but he could just call her Boo. So the Booba La BobbaLa was not a scary monster after all. Boo had lived in the ice castle her whole life. Today a mean sorcerer with a dragon was going to come, and the dragon's fiery breath was going to melt her house. Boo wanted Frisky to save her. Frisky was afraid. He didn't know what he could do. Boo tapped him on the nose with her stick, and suddenly he was small enough to fit inside the castle. Then they waited inside. Soon they saw the sorcerer and his dragon. Boo and Frisky went outside. The sorcerer was a little man, but the dragon was a terrible-looking beast. Frisky was worried. What should he do now? Boo bent over to tap Frisky on the nose to make him large again, but she dropped her stick. Frisky wanted to run away, but he knew he couldn't leave Boo alone. He ran around the dragon in circles so the dragon's breath couldn't burn him. Boo ran behind the sorcerer and called Frisky. Frisky ran behind the sorcerer too. When the dragon came over, Frisky jumped out and chomped on the dragon's tail as hard as he could. The dragon ran away. Boo picked up her stick and tapped Frisky on the nose, making him big again. The sorcerer was scared, but Boo made him sign a treaty saying he would never bother her again. Then he left. Boo told Frisky he was special and kissed him on the nose. Frisky was so excited that he licked her back. After Boo dried off, she took him home. Frisky heard his owner calling, and he ran over to him wagging his tail. "Where have you been, you silly dog?" "I was fighting dragons and saving a little girl," Frisky thought to himself. And although he didn't know it, he was beginning to grow up. The end. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you would like to see more of these books on video, comment below. Follow the link below, and you can find the paperback version of these books, as well as the entire Adventures of Frisky series, on Amazon.